My name is Leon. I am the Dotmaster in Dotmasters. I'm an artist for about 20 years. I live in London. I'm a stencil artist in the street art scene. C6 was set up in 1997 as an anonymous arts group where everybody had to use the name C6. So we all had our first names and then we had our surnames. I started it when I decided I was going to do a man in the box performance in a gallery in Brighton. It was my dissertation piece for my art degree, and they wouldn't allow me to do it on the premises because of the health and safety implications, because I locked myself in a 7 foot by 7 foot by 7 foot cube, painted the interior white, had 24-hour a day light, constant internet and video surveillance. I remained locked inside the box for 7 days, and the public were invited in to watch me break down. It got quite a lot of press and started us and it started the group off quite well. So we used to do very rarely gallery shows. We'd do interactive works, like sticker-based works. So we had stickers that said "fuck you" and then a phone number, no context, no nothing. And then we had an answering machine where the messages were relayed to. So kind of early days of interactive art kind of thing. 99, at the turn of the millennium, we moved up to, a lot of the crew moved up to London. So we started doing shows in London. It was just after all the Soho bombings, and decided we were going to do a really tasteful show called Bomb Shoreditch. All the house prices were going up and the kind of local Bangladeshi community were getting forced out. So we made a kind of semi-interactive game where you had to run around the streets and find the stencils of, you know, danger landmines or grenades or sticks of dynamite. Very wild, wonderful, different projects. But the thing is that because we were painting in the same streets in '99, we both knew who each other was. What really happened is I was making a film in the salt flats. We were all dressed in ghillie suits, if you know what a ghillie suit is. Ghillie suit's like an army camouflage. You look like a bush. So we were walking, we did this weird experimental Beckett play. But then, because of that, that's why I'm in Exit Through the Gift Shop, because he just produced his first edit. Banksy said, look, come on man, it's like, I've given you money to make this film, it's rubbish. So Thierry had thousands of tapes with no bloody names on. And I think because he'd got a bollocking, he started writing the names on tapes. So that's why I'm in the movie, because I think it's one of the only tapes with a name on. And the last project that we did was called Dotmasters. I was invited to New York to go and use GRL's laser cutter. No one knew what a laser cutter was at that time. So I went over there and I thought, well, what's a good test? So I produced a half-tone image of the Mona Lisa and then redrew every dot, whacked it through the laser copier, grabbed the thing, shot off to the plane, and that was my first 4 days in New York inside of a lab, not seeing anything. Well, I've always done art. My mum used to draw and paint, so I've always done art. But I went back to university when I was 27. I really don't like the gallery very much. I can understand it, but I think it's too much of a church. So a lot of C6 and Dotmasters stuff has been a reaction to trying to get out of the gallery. So I've done art for the last 20 years, but it's what I call art, what other people call art may not be the same thing. My mum was a silk screener, so I really understood the process of kind of layers and separations and stuff like that. The half-tone stuff literally was just an experiment because I had a machine that meant I could do something that I couldn't possibly do by hand. So my first stencils were in '87. We had this kind of bonkers campaign in Soho. We were just writing, what's it, New Red Gods or something? God, don't ask me. Urban test press, all sorts of nonsense. Writing these slogans and stuff on the wall. Kind of the black and white stuff comes from that. You get a photocopy, you up the contrast, you get the copy out of the machine, you put it back on the top and photocopy it again. So now you have threshold in Photoshop, so you don't do that anymore. But it's still the basic tool. And then the full colour stuff, the trash bags and the gaffer, they all came from, I wanted to try and create something, because I do black and white very standard stencil stuff. I just wanted to do something photoreal. So that's done, no computers used in that. I just print the photograph out 9 times, and then normally in black and white, because I don't want to pay for the colour. I have 1 colour picture, and I cut all the separations by eye, and then put them together with registers. And that's the photoreal stuff. I mean, it always has an impact. So they don't have a choice, do they, really? You turn up, you paint a big wall, someone's got to look at it. Each place has a different type of impact. We painted in Beirut. Ben and I painted in Beirut with some other people, and you know, that was really well received. They didn't really get what we were doing. You know, Norway, Stavanger has become quite a street art museum in itself. I was kind of there in the early days of getting that putting that together. It can be used as like a regeneration tool. It can be used as a kind of community feature. Each different space and different community has a different reaction to it. NUART started, well, NUART's been going for ages, but basically I was doing something called What Do You Want, What Do You Need? It was a very early Google image aid. So Martin Reed from Stavanger saw this in an exhibition in Oslo, and NUART at that stage was a new media festival. But I was getting very disenchanted with the new media world. I'd always done graffiti. Martin was already, you know, quite an avid Banksy collector, had a very big love for street art, because he as well doesn't like a mediated space, he doesn't like elitism in art. And we said, well, we should just kind of do a kind of street art thing. And I curated the first couple of years, which was quite disastrous. You know, that was that was a long time ago, 2005, I think. So that's how it started, and then after that we worked out a format. So we ended up like inviting artists. They'd have a wall, we'd have a gallery show. I think it's already made an impact. I mean, everybody stops you in the street. Everybody wants to chat about, you know, oh, where are you from? What are you doing? Which one's yours? I mean, there is a buzz in New Brighton about what Brockpoint's doing, and I think it's opened the street up a bit. Yeah, there's a good production team, and it's done with the right mind. You know, it's obviously rejuvenation of an area, but it's actually done with heart and honesty. It's great. I mean, I'm back again, so yeah, I like it. It's good fun. They host incredibly well. They look after artists, you know, very well. Yeah. So if you get asked, come. Off to Laos in January with Ben, I think. Actually, we're going to go and paint some eco lodge in the middle of the jungle in Arampabang. Tough gig. I've just started a kind of clothing label-ish. It's not really made clothes, we're printing t-shirts. So that's Rude Kids Clobber. That's all kind of going up. What else am I doing? Glastonbury, 50. It's the 50th anniversary of Glastonbury, and I'm the named artist this year. Last year we had D-Face, before that Ben. D-Face, Inky, Ben and Haircut. So I'm going to be the 5th artist to paint the field. And yeah, that's the biggest thing in my calendar this year. Yes, I've been arrested a few times. Always really stupid. Always kind of pointless. Police don't want to do it. It's normally the person that owns the house or the property that, like, oh, I'm fucking damaging my stuff, and it's like, whatever. And the police turn up and go, okay. It's hard, you're not just going around scrawling your name everywhere, you're actually trying to do something nice, and they're very reluctant. I don't think I think about it really. It's not so much, it's more of a obsessive compulsion rather than a strategized game plan. I don't think I want to be in the tape. I just want to earn enough money so that I can continue to pander to my obsession. I wouldn't mind doing something with Andy Warhol, would be quite fun. I can imagine that would be, I just think the commerciality of art, that pure consumerism of art started with him, and I just think it'd be, you know, he did some very clever stuff. But you know, I'm a big fan of kind of weird conceptualists like Joseph Beuys. But I couldn't ever see me collaborating, or Rebecca Horn. I mean, her stuff's amazing. There's no real advice. Lots of people do lots of things in different ways, and lots of people have, you know, different breaks and different networks. And I mean, the street's really good because you get it out and people notice it. I mean, if you do put it in a gallery, then you've got to do flyers and you've got to invite people and you've got to contact the press and everything. It's quite elaborate, and actually without much of a budget, it's pretty hard to make a dent against commercial, you know, advertising. So the street's a really good place to do it, but get your work somewhere where it gets noticed, always. And it's like the street's a good place to do it.